Can you feel it? That quiet, nagging sense that you were not meant to live like this. Boxed into a cubicle, staring at the screen, working for a company that doesn't care about you. All in the name of productivity, while at the same time losing your connection to the land and your kin. I see in the comments that a lot of people feel disconnected from life itself. Everything feels fake and artificial. And a lot of people are saying that there is no hope. We can't go back to the Viking age. There are no Vikings anymore. What are you talking about? The Vikings are long gone, they say. But what if I told you that our ancestors left us a code for situations like this? What if I told you that they left us a survival code for exactly this kind of situation? Today we are reclaiming that forgotten Viking code. There are 3 components to the Viking code, and I will go through those 3 components here and contrast them to modern life. And I believe that the problem mainly with modern life is that we have lost our connection to the things that really matter. Our connection to the land, our connection to our kin, and our connection to nature and ourselves. And the Viking code will get you connected to all of those very important things. The first component is drengskaper. And I talked about that in my video last week, so I won't get too much into that here in this video, but let me just summarize what drengskaper is. It's basically masculine values like courage, honor, integrity, magnanimity, doing the right thing in life, doing the right things towards other people, and standing up for what you believe in. That's drengskaper. Contrast that to the victimhood mentality of modern life. Drengskaper means that you will take responsibility for your own fortune, for your life, and you will not accept a victimhood mentality, no matter what. In the Viking age, life was very hard. They lived very close to nature, and nature can be cruel, nature can be brutal. They survived things like starvation, they survived wars, they survived all sorts of things that modern people can't even imagine. But it was considered dishonorable to see yourself as a victim. That was considered dishonorable. So the first component of the Viking code is drengskaper. The second component of the Viking code is ett. Now, ett means basically your family. And during the Viking age, people were quite dependent on their ett, or their kin. Being an outlaw, that was seen as a death sentence, because it was very, very difficult to survive on your own. Now, contrast that to modern life, where people, they live alone. We have a loneliness epidemic. Their social life is online, and a lot of people, they don't form families anymore. And some people are saying that they prefer it that way, and some people are saying that, well, it's because of women are so difficult now, and men are so difficult now, whatever. But it does create a disconnection. It does put you actually in that situation of the outlaw. Because we as human beings, we are pack animals. And the Vikings, they knew that. They knew that we depend on other people. We need other people to be happy. So forming a tribe, connecting with other people, is the second component of the Viking code. I believe that what we need to do is to connect with other people and meet other people in person, physically. For instance, sitting around a campfire with friends. What can be better than that? You know, it certainly is a lot better for our mental health than just being on your own, doom scrolling on your smartphone. We need to build those tribes. We need to build our et. It may not be your family. It may not be your blood relatives. But you need a tribe. You need people. The third component of the Viking code is ordstir. Cattle die, kinsmen die, and so dies one's self. But I know one thing that never dies: the reputation of a dead man's deeds. That's from the Håvamål, and I translated off the top of my head because I usually read it in Norwegian, my native language. My name is Bjorn, by the way. If you're new to this channel, I'm a historical novelist, Viking Age enthusiast. I guess that you have figured that out already. And welcome to my my little cave here up in my local forest. Subscribe to the channel if you want to help me out here. I am fighting, I believe, the good fight against AI and all of that. So please click that subscribe button. It's for free, and leave a comment. We need to build this community, and this community here can also be a part of your et, your kin, your tribe. Modern people fear death, but I know one thing that is much worse than death, and that is not fully living. Much worse than death is living a life not worth remembering. Ordstir is a difficult topic for modern people. And I do see that nihilist attitude sometimes in the comments, where people are saying that nobody will remember me when I'm dead, and why should I care? It's difficult to explain why. Ordstir is about living well and not being so afraid of avoiding the uncomfortable aspects of life, not being so afraid of hardship. Sadly, I think that as people get older, they start understanding the value and the importance of ordstir, how we will be remembered. But by then, for many people, it's too late. So my message, and the message that our ancestors, my ancestors, the Vikings, left us, is that you should live fully, don't be so afraid of hardship. There's another quote from the Håvamål, which I think is very fitting here. Let's see if I can remember it off the top of my head and translate it to English. A cowardly man thinks he will ever live if warfare he avoids, but old age will give him no peace, even though spears he avoided. Something like that. And it is really about living fully, living with courage, living with integrity. The modern world wants you weak, frustrated, and angry at your fellow man. The powers that be, they know well that makes you easier to control. So use the Viking code. It is the greatest act of rebellion. Live according to the principles of drengskaper. Build your ett. And remember your ordstyr. And I think there's a reason why the Vikings left us this survival code. Through poetry, through the literature of that time. Maybe they knew that their descendants and people in general in the future would face the sort of collapse that we are seeing now, that we are right in the middle of. A cultural and societal collapse. Reclaim the values of the Viking code.